The move for Paul Pogba on a free transfer he would sign a new contract at Old Trafford. It didn't materialise, and he ended up honouring that contract until the end of last season, became a free agent officially on July the 1st, and now have reached an agreement to sign him on a free transfer. Remember, Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain were both interested in signing Paul Pogba as well. There was even talk of a potential move to Manchester City, which would have rocked the world of football, wouldn't it? But he has decided to go back on a free transfer, medical expected on Saturday, and that's when he will formally sign that contract. So Pogba, almost a done deal.
It's amazing, always winning at home, even more in a London derby against a really good side. I think we are really happy. It was a tough battle today, 1-0 win for us, clean sheet again. So yeah, buzzing for the result, and hopefully we can get a momentum after this game. And luckily for us, we have now international break, but well, it's more time to, you know, savor the victory.
Mikel, how are you finding having to play up front, having to use different style into what you're normally used to, and having the pressure of having to be the guy that maybe scores the goals for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's way different to playing as a midfielder, but I don't feel that pressure, to be honest. I think not being a striker is relief for me, because, you know, I don't feel the pressure like I should score every single game. The main thing for me is trying to help the team in the small details, from the pressing to positioning myself in the best spots for my teammates to be better, maybe drop when it's needed to get the ball and give some calmness with possession.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a different role to what I'm used, but I think I'm adapting really good.
Yes.
Mikel, Glenn Hoddle here. Congratulations on the 3 points. Just on the goal, normally the pack of 5 go to the back post. You changed it today. You flooded the near post, and then you get across that front man. Did you just flick it to an area, or were you trying to score?
Well, to be honest,
You was trying to score.
I was trying to get the ball in an area closer to the goal.
Yes.
Obviously, in that situation, you don't really know where are the spaces. You have the small box, the six-yard box reference, so you try to flick it and put it near the goal. If somebody's there and can make it up in, is great. If you score directly, is great. But I think the tough part for me is just to up the body and put the right shape to try to flick it. And I think I did it, and I was lucky today.
Yes.
And in that role, 7 games in all competitions, 4 goals. You must be delighted with that since the manager asked you to take up the reins.
Yeah, surprised. I think with this team, we have so much quality with the players around the striker that it makes the job easier for me. I'm not focused on scoring goals, as I said before, but they keep coming, so they're welcome.
And do you feel finally that responsibility up there in the absence of others? Are you thriving on that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody feels their responsibility. When someone of the big names that we have on the team is missing, everybody has to step up, and now it's my turn as a striker. Next game could be the turn of other player, but the main thing is that everybody, you know, takes responsibility and tries to do a better job, get together. And now I'm doing it. It's my turn to try to help the team. The coach asked me to play in this position, and whatever the team needs.
Well, you certainly helped them today. Match winner. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Good to speak to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
That's Mikel Merino at the Emirates. Now, before we move on, Righty talking about his goal there, we've gone back to 1993, 94 actually, 93-94 season, to give you this to look at compared to Mikel Merino's today. Who does the header better?
Yeah. I think I've done it much better than Mikel Merino.
Well, I think the opposition manager that day should have done his homework better, personally.
I'm just looking at it thinking, I know that kid. I was manager. I said, no, I know what I said before the game. I said, let them cross it, because Righty can't head the ball.
Right, well, let you have a laugh now, because we're going to watch Spurs' goals.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, Fulham, more importantly, 200th Premier League game. Indeed. And as you said, Righty, they found a way,
Yep.
and they've got a set play goal again.
Yeah, which, judging by the way we were finishing today, it probably needed to be a set-piece goal. But again, the ball in from Martin Odegaard was something that, if we're going to really be critical about it, it should have been cleared. But in the end, they won the game, which is great. But I was a little bit more disappointed in the fact we've got to try and do more in respect of scoring goals. Because like once it's 1-0, Gaffer, as we all know, it's never done. But like we're just fortunate that Chelsea was so poor today again.
Yeah, no, very much so. I think they did enough, Arsenal. I think it was one of those performances where if you perform like that, they could have easily, against a better opposition on the day, probably would have lost the game maybe, because they were pretty ordinary themselves. But the set play has come up trumps for them. A slight change in what we said before. They hadn't scored for some games now from set plays where they were very successful, and they just changed it. They all went to the near post, caught Chelsea out a little bit, and the goalkeeper started getting engaged in the players that were around him, which he shouldn't have done. And they end up, that's the difference between, no points and getting the 3 points today. And it wasn't a great performance from Arsenal, but they'll be absolutely delighted. Play that average and win. That's what you need at this stage of the season. Yeah. Just to keep in that race, like we spoke before the game, you've got to still be in the race, just in case Liverpool do trip up.
Are you pleased with Mikel Merino? Because, as he said, I haven't played as a striker since the age of 8. He's been asked to do a job, and he's weighed in with a few goals now.
He has, and it's been brilliant for us because, again, you've got somebody who's coming in and trying to fill a role, like we've seen Kai Havertz do so well. But what's good about Mikel Merino in that area as well is that his touch and his link-up play is very good as well. And he is that focal point just in case you do want to go long. But again, the goal he scored today was because it came from a set piece. It's not...
But at this stage of the season, you just got to get the job done, I guess.
Yes, and I think we deserve to win the match as well. I think we're the better team. We didn't concede anything apart from that strange save from David in the first half against the team that, in my opinion, are the best attacking team in the league. And we scored the goal. We had so many big opportunities and big open chances to finish many more actions than we did actually. But overall, a very important game that is going our way.
Below you, it's incredibly tight, isn't it? All the teams pushing.
Yeah, that's why I think from now on is how also we manage a little bit emotion in terms of if you win a game, you see yourself close to the target. If you don't win, you see yourself far from the target. But until the end, it will be like this. We have still 9 games to go, but now it's time to recover energy for the final part.
Why didn't that second goal come just lack of fortune?
Yeah, lack of fortune, lack of the final pass and the right decision when the situation was so open because we had so many of them today. Unfortunately, we didn't finish them.
And if you can't win the league and you're still in the chase, I know you won't give that up, you need to finish in the Champions League. This is a massive win for you today because there's a big gulf now between you and 5th, 6th.
Yeah, it was a big game, obviously, and we wanted to win and get